Okay, now you've done some 3Ds. We're going to hit this area right here. This, on the modeling tab, we've got this set up where it's extrude, loft, revolve, and sweep. I'm going to do each of these in a separate little video so you can understand them. We're going to start with the extrude one. And many times I find out that you really don't have an idea of what the word extrude means. The easiest way I can explain extrude is as if you were, think of when you were a small child and you had a Play-Doh playmaker and you put the Play-Doh inside the little machine and you pressed it out and came out looking like spaghetti, something like that. That was all extrusion. So that's what it's coming out. It's being forced out in a direction. That's what extrude means. So with extrude, you have several things. So if we just pick extrude, we can pick our item. We can right click after we choose it, enter, and we can either pull it up, type in the dimension, pull it down, type in the dimension and go as a negative. Because remember, positive is always coming up to the Z, the negative is going away from the Z. So you can do something as basic as that as your extrude. Now, the next thing you can do with your extrude is if you have it and you go to your extrude and you pick it, right click, enter, check out down here. It says direction, path, taper, angle, expression. All right, the direction is what I just showed you. It goes up, down, you give the dimension. The path, I will show you in a minute. Taper angle. Here's with the taper angle. We can come in and we can actually type in our angle. See, going below is a negative. Coming up, it's giving you the difference of what you have. So you can have the angles where you can bring it out, bring it in. This takes a little bit figuring out of what you want to do. Notice that the angle is shown there, but that's what it's showing you. You can come with the different angles. And now let me go to conceptual so you can see it a little bit better. So you see the difference? This one here does take some time. You have to read a lot and you have to think. So that one's pretty cool to use too. Now let me show you this extrude that has the extrude along a path. You need two things. The first thing you need is a drawing that is in one plane. Notice we're in the world or the top right here. So this is going to be extruded. Now if we have it as a path, we have to give it that path. So I like to show that one with something as simple as, let's go down here and use, we'll just go ahead and use a spline. Okay, now the thing is, if I drew the spline, it's going to come out in the same path. You can't take this and have it run across the same path. You're going to get an error message. So let's go switch this UCS. Instead of going to the world or the top, let's switch it over to the front. See, so it's standing up? So let's go ahead and go here, and we're going to go to our spline. Let's take the middle, and now this line is actually coming up, and I'm going to do a very light arc. Now, if I hold my shift down and turn this for you, you can see it's two different planes this is actually drawn on, okay? Now, back to our extrude. If we pick extrude, pick the item, right click, enter. Now, see, normally you're going to go up and down, you could do your taper, but let's go right here where it says path. You can either pick the word path or type P for path. It's asking us to pick it. So I'm going to choose this as my path, and there we go. So now we have this. See how that goes? It's pretty easy. It looks very strange when you put on the 2D wireframe, but it still works. So you got to remember, extrude is just coming up and down from one direction to the other because originally we were in the world and we drew our circle, we extruded up our Z. Then we did the extrude along a path, which was we drew our circle, we changed our UCS from the world or top to the front. We could have turned it to the right, drew a nice arc. Now, if for some reason yours won't extrude, it could be that the actual arc is too sharp and the object would implode on each other, which it won't let do. Now remember, you can extrude lots of other things. Polylines, you can come in and do freeforms with your polylines. And as long as those are polylines and those are closed, you may extrude those up. You can come in here and do different things. You can do your polygons. You can do a pentagon. It really doesn't matter. But extrusion is a very easy one to do. So you can also do this with the taper and such. So there's lots of things you can do with extrusion. So that's your info on extrusion. Hope that helps.